Hello and welcome to another edition of the Campfire chat series. Today we will share students' perspectives on designing high-quality ESL websites. My name is Haley McNamara. I am a research associate at WestEd, and I help to support our student advisory board for the Translating Opportunity Texas project. And you'll be hearing from some of them present later today. This chat is supported by a grant from Ascendium and produced by WestEd in partnership with the Texas Success Center and Student Ready Strategies. Joining me in presenting today is my colleague Blair Wilson Toso, who is a consultant at WestEd and an expert in effective practices in adult education. You will also hear from three members of the Translating Opportunity Texas Student Advisory Board: Aiden Gong from Austin Community College, Selena Joao from Houston City College, and Monica Sanchez from San Jacinto College. On our agenda for today, I will kick things off by reviewing the methods that we use to gather student feedback on 4 community college websites. Then I will hand it off to our student advisors to share their findings and recommendations based on those reviews. Blair will jump in to share additional findings that were gathered through an independent review of websites. And then I'm going to round it out by sharing some additional resources that can help support the design of high-quality ESL websites. Let's jump into methods. Over the fall of 2025, the 3 student advisors who are presenting today participated in a 45-minute Think Aloud over Zoom. A Think Aloud is a user-centered design thinking tool that can provide insight into users' thought processes, motivations, and frustrations in real time. During the Think Alouds, students were asked to visit a series of 4 websites from large community colleges across the country that are not participating in the Translating Opportunity Texas project. On each website, students were asked to complete a series of tasks that one should reasonably be able to complete in about 5 minutes or less on a website. So things like locate the ESL page, identify how to register for ESL courses, find out when the next ESL course offering is, and who you can contact if you need more information. As students completed each of those tasks, they were asked to narrate their thinking. So things like, what are you clicking on and why? What are you expecting to find when you click on that thing? What feels welcoming? What feels frustrating or unclear? And how could this page be improved to better serve you? The link to the Think Aloud protocol that we use to collect feedback from our student advisors is going to be provided as one of the supplemental resources to this video. So if you're interested in trying out the protocol for yourself or just seeing how we approached it, that resource is available for you. And with that, I'm going to hand it off to our student advisors to share their learning and recommendations, starting with Selena Joao.
Hi, my name is Selena João. I am from Houston City College, and I'm here to say how important is to make easy the website for the ESL student. It is important because we are on the age, on the period where the information is very important, and the access and the capacity to access is very important for the people. For student and people that is come to register like ESL student, it is important to have this information and a website that they can feel comfortable and welcome to access. On the project, I see 3 different kind of website. The first one was easy to access, and I was so glad and happy because I feel that the information was all over there, and which just a click I can access everything that I need, and I need to know, and that I was important for me as a ESL student, and was very great for me. But the second one, I feel that was hard, not too hard, was like a little bit. I can say the 1 for 10 was like 5. But I need some help to access all information. But with help, a little bit of help, I could access everything and get ready to register it and do everything. But the 31 was hard, like level 10. And even with the help with Ellie saying go there, do that, I could not find the information, and I be like very frustrated. I feel like I was like stupid because I they make that and they I cannot not find everything. So I feel like I have not knowledge enough to be in that college. So I feel that the college is not for me. So I give up the website, I give up the college as well because I feel it's not for me. So to make, I think I have like two recommendations to make this easy for us to access. The first one is to build a one-stop shop where you can see on the that if you put like the website on the place that the ESL student can easily access, like when they start, when they go to the page and they already see like this one is for learning English. So that's gonna be easy for them to access and get all information that they need because the information is the thing that we are going to look on the page. Another recommendation is to make that easily to access, like quickly, like with just like 3 clicks, I can find all information, get in, and make my registration. So it's not have to take long because how much time I get to get information less interesting are gonna be for the page. So these kind of things have to less like 3 minutes to 5 minutes, no more than because we're gonna get tired, frustrated, and lose all interesting on the college. First, we're gonna lose interest on the website, and then we're gonna lose interest on the college because they are connected for us. Because in us primary view, so we have to see that the school care about us and want to welcome us in the school. So this true recommendation is very important to follow to make easy we to make easy to use the website. So now I'm gonna pass to Monica.
Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Sanchez. I'm from Colombia, and I have been living in United States since October 2021. When I arrived, I already have education and work experience, but I have to start again in many ways. I began as an ESL student, and step by step, I continue my education. Today, I am a member of a student advisors board, and I want to help create inclusive learning space where all the students feel support. When we design for ESL students, we are really helping everyone. Clear language, visual support, and simple organizations reduce confusion and improve learning for all students. This image is a good example of universal design when we design learning space for students who need more support, everyone is benefit. We have one recommendation. It's not all the students have access to a cell phone, a computer, or regular internet. Some students share devices with their families. Because of this, we should always provide alternatives. Another recommendation is readability. It's very important, especially for ESL students. Text should be short, clear, and easy to read, using simple words and large and clear fonts. Help students understand the message. This may content easier to read and less stressful for students. Another recommendation is there are many terms used to describe ESL students, such as ESL, ESOL, EIL, and other more. Many of these terms mean similar things, but they can be confusing. This is especially challenging for families who are new to the country. A clear and consistent language is essential. I would like to suggest a simple model table where you can share in one page simple language with points, icons, examples of different students' profiles. I think that it's good for understand everything in one page. Other recommendation is providing translations is essential for inclusion. Using students' home languages helps families stay informed and involved. Translation shows respect for linguistic diversity and help more remove languages barriers. This image is a simple example that show how translation can be used on website when students and families can see information in their own language. They feel more confident. The next one is large blocks of text can be overwhelming. Bullet points, visual, and multiple language make information easier to understand. This image shows why large blocks of text are not effective. In conclusion, design for inclusion means thinking about access, language, and clarity. When we design with ESL students in mind, we create better learning experience for everyone. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Aiden. I'm from Austin Community College, and born and raised in China. I studied ESOL at ACC from 2021 to 2023 to complete my TSI. Right now, I'm in nursing program. I also working in Welcome Center at ACC to helping students to complete their application. For ESL students, important for them is they can find the ESL program information on school website very easy and easy to use and easy to find them. Most schools do the great job. They have their area study, their like course schedule, they have their financial aid option for students. But however, for ESL students, they may need more extra help. So based on our review, we have some recommendations for you. First one is for the homepage. So we recommend we have a big apply here button on the website that the students can apply right away. So after they know which program they want to go. Secondly, we recommend you have an easy to find link to ESL page, like a picture, a direct link. Then students don't have to back and forth to find the ESL page. And then if you have a search bar on your website, that should be very helpful. So students can just easily type like learning English or ESL or something like learn ESOL things in the search bar. So they can easily to locate your ESOL website. So that's all about for the homepage. As for ESL page, when students got in, so they maybe wanted to know all program you offer, like credit ESL, non-credit the credit ESL or non-credit ESL. So there's a table showing on the PowerPoint, so that's the table we recommend you can use. So there lists there like those program requirements, how to apply, and the contact information. For example, for ESOL program, so we require students have to have GED or a high school diploma. Also, they maybe need to fill out the credit application. This program maybe not qualify for free, but they may be covered by financial aid. So for apply, maybe they need to submit their score. They may be taking like this placement test, um, something like that. So that will be very helpful to let students know which one they want to go. But however, due to their language barrier, they maybe not completely understand what they're talking about. So they may be a little bit confusing. So during our review, we found another school website. They have FAQ station. That section is very good. They highlight some most questions students ask and giving short and clear answer to students. Then students don't have to call or email, and then they can get the answer from that section. For example, the question number 3, how long for the semester? They said they have 16, they have 8 weeks, they have 12 weeks. Then students can using those time then to balance their work and school. Lastly, but very important, is list the contact information. But the contact information is not just general department contact information. I recommend we list your bilingual staff contact information, including their schedule, including their language, their email, and direct phone. Because I'm working for Welcome Center, we have 7 languages speaker to help students to complete their application, answer their question. The feedback from them, they said they are very comfortable to talking with us and very confident to participate school because we explain the process, the area study in their language, they more understanding, and that help them very easier to get into school.
Thank you so much to our student advisors for sharing those learnings and takeaways. Just one more finding that we'd like to share with everyone as something to kind of think about and chew on is consider taking a multi-pronged approach to communicating to ESL students and about ESL courses and pathways. Overall, students reported pretty low uses of college websites, and most of them report that they actually found out about their ESL programs initially and continue to find out ongoing information about their courses, more so from peers, from school staff, sometimes from community organizations, and sometimes social media, more so than schools' websites. So the question that we kind of want to leave everyone with today is how can schools support other avenues of communication as a complement to your websites? For instance, how might you think about a social media campaign that then points people to your website so they can get more information? Or how might you partner with community organizations to help them spread the news and share your website with other people? So that's sort of the final thing that I'm going to leave everyone with. And now I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Blair Wilson-Toso, to tell us more about a review that she did of websites from a slightly different lens, thinking about how websites can help ESL students transition into college-level courses. So Blair, take it away.
Thanks, Haley. It's in addition to gathering feedback from students, we also conducted a review of 8 community college websites. There were 4 from Texas and 4 from other parts of the country. We were looking at literature on website design and use of websites by MLE students, and we identified some practices and then reviewed websites using questions based on these best practices or promising practices to help us focus our review. So while this review was done independently of the student review, we found that our findings were really aligned with the student feedback. So we're going to highlight a couple of those things. But first, I'm going to focus on how a website can facilitate transitions. So when we're thinking about the findings from the perspective of this project, we really are thinking about student transitions. And so one of the overarching insights that has been addressed already by the students, but bears mentioning again, is because it was missing from most websites that we reviewed, was the laying out of information so that students can read, digest, and think about both their immediate and their long-term plan. So Selena, Aiden, and Monica discussed wanting to know about time investment, costs, what's the sequence and the flow of programs, and what comes next. So that's the key content we want to try and include in a website. And we have to lay out in particular ways because MLE students might be unfamiliar with a US school system, or they may be at the beginning of their journey working on their English language. So visuals such as the one on the screen are really most helpful. We've talked about the big blocks that got the big acts from the students, and this is one of the ways to really move through it. If you look at this example, it provides information about timing, entry and exit points, and the requirements. And then it also identifies jobs that can follow on through that. So a flow chart for this one would complement some of the other charts that the students were talking about that would serve their purposes. And it also, if we think about it, it allows students agency in choosing what scenario might work for them. So then other ways that we can help students prepare for transitions is start talking about and having students plan for transitions starting in the orientation and then with checkouts throughout classes. This probably wouldn't show up on the website, but it is a really great practice to be able to support that flow. So some of the other findings that we talked about were that most websites did a good job of centering the students through videos or pictures and stories about students. But fewer websites had how-to videos, which provides a different modality for prospective students to understand and complete processes like registration or learning how to find a course. Those visual representations were less present. And yes, there were some that were most would use a button to access, find more information or apply here, but that wasn't always present on the ESL program websites, as Aiden mentioned. Furthermore, few programs have standardized information for the variety of the English language program students can take, right? It's not just about the difference in language, but there are these differences in the programs that are ESOL, ELL, career pathways for ESL students, and go on and on. And it's very haphazard about how a student might end up there, right? Because you click on one, you end up at one program, but they may not reference the others. And this is important for recruitment because if a student lands on a website and they say, oh, I don't want to do a career pathway, or, ooh, I'm not a beginning level student, they may just exit and think that your college is not for them. Also, thinking about humanizing contact. Aiden was talking about putting on a name for people to contact. Programs are really good, websites are really good about saying contact this email or contact this, but rarely do they actually provide a name for someone to contact, nor do they offer a photo. Sometimes being able to align, putting a picture to a name is really, really helpful. It makes, as I think you were the one who was saying, that it makes it more friendly, right? You want to know who that person is. We forget what it's like to go and ask for information. If you're not a native speaker and you have to use the phone, it's really hard, or you don't think you know how to write an email. Being able to feel that there's a compassionate person on the other side of it is really helpful. Also, there's success coaches or navigators or different ways to feature people who they can contact that might make it seem like a broader array of people who can be contacted for information. And lastly, reviewing for deficit language. This generally is not a problem on most websites, but It's honestly always great to get the students, like we've done here, to review our website because sometimes we can become inured to the language and we don't recognize that we might be using language that might seem less welcoming to MLE students. So really, it's their perspective that you want to get. Getting someone, getting the person who's using the website, right? The user design aspect to that. So that's a really quick overview of our findings. I think Haley's going to include a link to the findings memo, which will also include the literature review that we drew on and some examples that can continue to help you think about reviewing and updating a website. I'm going to turn it back to you, Haley. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Blair. So yes, as mentioned, we are providing a number of supplemental resources as a complement to this video and to support everyone in designing really high quality websites for your ESL students and beyond. As Blair mentioned, we produced two short memos. One that includes a summary of all of the student advisor feedback and recommendations, and then one memo from Blair summarizing her external review. We've also provided, by request from some of our participating teams this fall, we've provided language to help you advocate for why you should list your ESL course offerings on the home page of your website. In case it's not there already, we can help you make the case for that. And then lastly, our partners at Student Ready Strategies have created a sample website mockup that kind of represents all of the feedback that we presented here today. So if you want sort of an idea of what this might all look like once it comes together, I definitely suggest checking out that mockup. That is all for us today. I want to give a big thank you to our student advisors for giving their feedback this fall, for sharing their time, and for presenting today. And a big thank you to my colleague Blair for her time and efforts as well. Thanks for joining us. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is listed on the slide here. And yeah, thank you so much.